Hey guys, it's Jonah. I'm doing another in the bag, and you might be wondering why I'm doing another one. So the first one I did was at like the beginning of this year. Since then, I've been sponsored by Westside, and obviously I had a mixed bag then. So now it's all trilogy. That's one thing I like about being on any of the teams of trilogies. You can throw all the companies, as in the three. So that's really useful, and yeah, so I'm gonna start with my bag here. I have the Noble. You might guys probably seen it on Facebook or some type of social media platform, but these are the newest bags they have out right now. There's another one called the Empire, which is a bigger version of this bag. The reason I picked this one, which is slightly smaller than that one, I think. I don't know quite how much bigger the other one is. I just know it's bigger. The reason I picked this is because I'm pretty skinny. I don't really carry that many discs. So it wouldn't really make sense for me personally to have a really big bag. And this one's just easier to carry around, that type of stuff. But, for other people that really like having a lot of discs, the Empire is probably the option to pick. But, yeah, so one thing I will say about the Empire is, one thing I love about it is, even though it's the smaller version of the Noble, one thing I will say is, even though it's a smaller version of the Empire, it has a lot of pocket space and still a good amount of storage for discs. Like, I had a, what's the other bag I have that I used to use? I think it's the Ranger, if I'm correct. I could be wrong on that. But this has the same amount of room, if not more room, which I thought was weird because it's supposed to be smaller. But not only did they made it where you have a good amount of room in here, they managed to make it where the bag's like still not massive, but has a lot of pocket space. Like, you have this massive pocket here on this side, you have this small pocket here, you have another massive pocket on this side, you have another small one here, you have cup holders on each side. And one thing I will say is, I haven't really noticed many bags do this, if not any, is these are like insulated. Wow. These are like thicker, so I don't know if they did that on purpose to like help keep your drink cold for a longer amount of time, but if so, that's pretty awesome. I haven't really been able to get too many rounds of this bag yet because I just got it, so far I love it. Let's start with my putting putt. Actually, no. Let's start with the stuff on the outside of my bag, sorry. So I have a towel that I keep on the outside of my bag at all times. It's just a Westside towel. It's pretty dirty. I have a bunch of towels up here and stuff. There's no reason to pull all those out. I just do that because, if I'm playing a really early round, the grass is wet, you never know if it's going to rain. I mean, this is Texas. It could rain literally any minute. So, yeah, another thing I have that I always keep on me is my rangefinder. I don't really use it that often. Just sometimes if I think the signs aren't really matching up with the distance, I use it just to make sure. I carry hand warmers even though it's still summertime. Like I said, you never know when you're in Texas, so better be safe than sorry. I have my Westside cup, which is already pretty scraped up from my cart. And, okay, let's get into the disc, because I don't really carry that much stuff. I try to keep it, light, because obviously when you're playing 2 rounds a day, having a lot of weight on your back isn't fun. So let's start with the putters. One thing I will mention too is I have a lot of backups in my bag, so you're going to see a lot of the same disc, or you're going to see a lot of discs that fly the exact same. And the reason for that is just to have a backup if I lose one during a round, I'm not like struggling to make up for it. And the other reason is I don't really throw that many discs during a round, so having those help, fill up my bag. Because if I didn't have all these backups, my bag would just be flying around in there, or all my discs. So I have 2 Wardens for my putting putters. I don't use these for anything else other than putting. They're just the classic burst Wardens. Nothing special really. I have 2 of them. Let's see. I have my two throwing putters, which I throw the most often. I have my harp, my Ricky harp. It's also glow in the dark, and it's also tie-dyed. So this is probably the prettiest disc I have in my bag. I mainly use this for if I'm doing close range, like hyzers or slate annies, stuff like that. I have my Warden, which a lot of you probably recognize if you remember my other in the bag. I've had this Warden for a really long time, probably 2.5, maybe just 2 years, I don't know. Which doesn't seem that lot compared to other people having, discs for, 10 years, but I've only been playing for maybe a little over 3 years now, so for me, this is a really old disc. So I only use this for close range, tunnel shots, any technical, like if I have to do a little Annie, stuff like that. I have two more putters actually that are in here. Another harp and a Ricky edition slammer, first run. This one is more overstable than my harp, so if I really have to throw an aggressive angle or just cut a corner really tight, really close range, I throw this. I wouldn't really recommend trying to throw this like for over 250, 300. It's just such a overstable disc, and once it hits the ground, it doesn't want to go anywhere. It reminds me of like, for the other guys that throw Bergs, this is basically, in my opinion, other people probably have different opinions. This is my opinion of the Berg. You throw it, it's like throwing a rock. You get it out there, once it hits by the basket, it doesn't want to go anywhere, which is very useful for in a round if there's a cliff on the other side, that type of stuff. Very useful disc. I see people are already selling these, so I'm pretty sure they're already out if you want to get one. Actually, yeah, they're already out. I don't know why I'm forgetting about that. I have another harp. It's a Mattiel Harp. This one is straighter than my other harp I just showed you. I throw this one basically for the same stuff, but maybe if I have to throw a little bit further, but the same shot. Like I said, I have a lot of backups in here. Sorry. I have two verdicts. This verdict is my straighter beat-in one. This one flies pretty straight. I can throw it flat. It'll cruise for a long period of time, then hook up. Nothing too special about that one. This one, I don't know why. I've had a good amount of verdicts in my time playing disc golf. Even though I've always been a mixed bag, I've kind of had a verdict the whole time. And this one is by far the most overstable verdict I've ever thrown. I don't understand why quite. It's from the Nacogdoches Open tournament I played. Yeah, this one is basically for if I'm throwing, like, the same shot as this, except for if I have to throw it and it goes to the left. A good amount. So, yeah. Let's see. I have three more mids. I'll start with these. I have two justices. One is a really beat-in one. It's pretty old. It's probably almost as old as my Warden I just showed you guys. But basically I use this for forehand shots, technical shots like annies to hook up, spike hyzer forehands. I don't really throw it on backhand that much unless I'm trying to get a skip. So there's that one. This one is another Justice. It's a Texas State Justice, and it's way more overstable than that one. It's a meat hook compared to that one. This one I only throw for like technical shots. So if I'm in the woods and I have a very small gap and I have to throw like this angle out, I could throw this. Sorry about that. I can throw this on this angle, like out of trees, and it'll still hook up and manage to land on hyzer. So really useful disc, very useful disc to have. Okay, and my compass, which I just got because I managed to lose my other one. I don't know how, it just vanished. One day I looked in my bag and it wasn't there, so, oh well, this is my new one. I've thrown it a decent amount so far. It's basically straighter than my verdict. Fairway shots, if I'm trying to throw really far down a tunnel and just keep it literally flat the whole time, this thing will just go in a straight line forever. And I can throw this on flat and it'll go, and even land on flat, so pretty good. Or if I'm throwing slightly Annie, it'll just hold it for a long period of time. but now we're moving into more of the higher speed stuff. Even though these two discs I'm pulling out right now are different discs, I use them for the same thing. So, and the funny thing is, I'm going to shout out two different people for this. This first run criminal here, I got from my buddy Isaac Morris. Thank you, man, for giving this to me. I got this one around the time it was during the Abilene tournament. These are basically, both these are meat hooks. I throw these for spike hyzers. Anything I can't reach with either one of my justices, basically a little bit further than those. Only for backhand, really. I don't throw these for forehand, almost never. So, and I want to thank Michael Moore for this one. I thanked him in a recent video for this one, but I thought might as well do it again. This is a Mason Ford Tour Series Getaway. So, in my opinion, they fly almost exactly the same. Basically, back up on the other one. So, let's see. Okay, I have two Ballista Pros. They're literally the exact same disc. This one I throw a little bit more, and you might be wondering how I can tell the difference. It's because I hit a fence with this one, and this one's just scraped a little, so, yeah. Basically, if I lose this one, I throw this one. This is a max distance disc only. I do not throw this for any other type of shot other than open 500 plus throws. That's for both of these. They fly pretty much exactly the same. Let's see, I'll move into my other two max distance discs. I throw the Rives too. This one's a little bit more overstable than the Ballistas. I throw this so if I'm really having to crank on the disc, I can rely on this one to hook up. These, I have to throw in a good amount of hyzer for them to hook up still after they flip up. This one I can throw a little hyzer flat and it'll still come out. So yeah, max distance, like I said, 500 plus. Same thing with this one. This one's slightly more overstable, so if there's a headwind, I'll throw this disc. Basically the same disc. Okay, I will be honest. I have a Defender in here. I do throw it every once in a while, but this is just to take up room, to be honest. Like, I even still have the thing on the back, the sticker. I can't really say that I throw this one a lot, to be honest. So, it's an overstable driver, kind of like the other ones I mentioned. I have two bears. They're both a little different. This is like a sparkle bear, and this one is a clear bear. In my opinion, the sparkle's more overstable than the clear one. They're both VIP ice bears. I'm pretty sure they're already out. I've seen people selling them, so I'm pretty sure they've released them. But yeah, the funny thing is, even though this one's sparkle, they don't say anything different on either one. One's sparkle, one's not. They're both VIP ice bears. So, very useful. I throw both of them. This one, fairway shots. Like if I have to do a little flip up. This one, same thing. If I have a tailwind, I throw that one. So yeah. And if you want to see how those fly, if you don't have one yet, I have a review video on the bears and actually the slammer, the Ricky Slammer too. So if you want to see how those fly, if you go on my channel, you'll see review videos on both of them. So let's see. Let me pull up these two. So this is my Getaway. I know I showed you guys my other Getaway, and I said it was a meat hook. This one is the exact opposite. It's actually really flippy. I can throw it on like that much hyzer and it will still come out and hook up. So yeah, it's basically the exact opposite of my other one. This is a Sergeant. Drive sent this to me. Thank you, Eric. I use this for basically only forehands now. I used to throw it on backhand all the time, but now it's mainly only forehands. This is like my max distance forehand disc for basically any forehand shot, to be honest. Any hyzer, any of that stuff. One more disc, and I will say this is probably one of the most used discs off the tee I use, which is the Adder. I know I've mentioned this in a few posts, like I throw it a lot, and I literally throw this a lot, like probably too much, to be honest. Everybody has that disc that they just feel really comfortable with, and they could throw it on any hole. And basically, the Justice and my Warden and this disc are those discs for me. yeah, so this is a kind of a pretty overstable driver. I can just throw it out there flat and know it's gonna hook up. So yeah. Well, that's everything in my bag. Like the video, please like it and subscribe. And if you have any ideas for any other content I could do, please comment. Also, another thing, if you don't like the video and you think I did something wrong, or you think I could have done something better, please comment. If you don't like the video, go ahead, dislike it, and just tell me what I could do better. I mean, I'm still new to this, so every single time I make a video, I'm learning something different about all the different, stuff. So yeah, I'm still trying to learn how to do this stuff a little bit better each time. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, and bye. Other than the fact that I stuttered through the video decent amount, sadly, I think it wasn't all that bad. I could redo that video 100 times and still manage to mess up.
Break my heart, it'll break it every